All right, ladies and gents, welcome to a very special morning episode. Well, it's after. What is it, morning or afternoon?
It's morning.
It's afternoon.
It's early for us. It's not dark outside.
Are the cameras on?
The cameras are on.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. We've been on this whole time?
Producer Dom takes care of business.
I was just talking about fucking a camel.
Yeah,
Definitely.
not the worst thing.
I
but
mean,
Yeah, we said it's worse on the show.
Luckily, you're the editor, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Dom, say hi.
Ooh.
All right, that works.
Yeah.
Alex?
Top of the morning.
Hey, indeed. Scoop.
Bumbleclot.
That too. Alrighty then.
It's the first time we've done a show like in the day in a long
I'm
time.
just drinking caffeine. I'm
Yeah.
not even really awake yet.
Last time we tried to do a morning show, Scoop overslept by like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Is that when I went over to your house and knocked on your door for 27 minutes?
I used to live by a shooting range. So
I know.
yeah.
I heard it while I was knocking on your door for 27 minutes.
I'm trying to tell our people, the TTG Nation.
Let them know that
I
I was
had,
knocking at your door for 27
Yeah.
minutes.
But I had earplugs in because I live right by a shooting range, so I put those in, trying to sleep in.
No joke. You literally live like up a small hill from a shooting range.
When I first moved there, because you walk out of your house and they would shoot the direction to my front door, but there was a big, like 50-foot berm or whatever. But I'd walk out and you'd hear it and you'd like shudder, like, oh shit.
It's the recommended community for people that want to adjust from moving from Chicago to San Diego.
It's a nice transitional area. Yeah.
It allows you to be able to sleep at night and stay calm during the day if you have that consistent gunfire
Because you're
going.
used to it. That's what you grew up listening to. It soothes you to sleep.
Gunshots are a hell of a job.
I was actually shocked how close it was to your place.
Yeah, it's intimidating.
I was more shocked that you didn't wake up. But I'm glad I didn't try to like break in because you probably would have shot me.
No, I would have had headphones.
Isn't that when you had a cat that somehow disappeared or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that cat came and gone.
Disappeared.
Fuck that cat. Fuck that cat. That was the ex-wife's cat. Fuck that cat.
Oh, speaking of which. So the cat disappeared. The ex-wife is no longer, but
Yeah.
What went first, the cat or the wife?
Oh, the wife for sure.
All right.
And she left the cat. I didn't want the fucking cat.
She bought the cat.
Yeah, she got the cat. I don't remember how we got the cat.
so she didn't have it before you met. She got it while you guys were married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking cat. That thing is dead for sure.
What was the name of the cat?
Astro, I
It's
think.
probably still living. It's probably getting fucked left and right.
It was a runt though.
Just
Like,
feral
super
as all shit.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Cat whore.
Yeah, and tried to come back in my house, and I was just like, no. Like it was at the door, like, "Brr, brr." Like a month later, I was just, no.
It disappeared for a month?
Yeah, and I was like,
just came back?
because it'd stand at the door and go, brr, 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 and want to get out. So one day I was like, there you go, be free,
Be free.
Yeah, and they came back like a month later. It was at the front door, like trying to get back in. I'm like, no, absolutely not.
But
how this
cats aren't even housebroken. They're not tamed. They're not. They're better off on their own.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think so.
They're independent creatures.
And I live by there's fields and
That's
shit.
why women have them, because they think they're independent.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a cat. Same as my personality. They just roam and do what they want.
in their apartment.
Yeah. In their fucking 300 square foot studio.
Never come out.
Dude, that I've hooked up with or dated chicks that have like big dogs in tiny places. It's not pleasant.
It's because they don't have a man though.
Yeah.
It's some like replacing of a man.
I hooked up with a girl for a while who had a super old dog, like a Jack Russell Terrier type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Super fucking old. Like this thing is like out of a cartoon, like one of those ones that's like dragging the back half of its body.
Like that one in Family Guy, that old. Yeah, you're thinking of the same thing I am. Yeah.
And it would like drag itself around, and this thing was so smelly and old, and it had to have a diaper on it. And and I'd be sitting there on her couch, and it would like jump up on top, like not jump, it would like try to get up on top of me. I'm like, just get away, like you're death.
It had a diaper.
Get your death off me. I don't want to catch it.
It's like literally decaying in her living room.
You got to put it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
diaper.
Put that thing down.
It's not
Well,
natural.
I talked about that, the don't talk about me on your podcast,
Oh,
that
yeah.
chick. She had 2 dogs in a studio. Fuckers, dude.
Small ones?
Yeah, but still, it's
Yeah.
just like you're in a studio.
Yeah, you
Don't
shouldn't.
fucking put the dogs, the dogs probably already hate you. Don't put them through more hell.
I wouldn't have any dog if I didn't have a yard.
Yeah.
For me, like they need to be able to run around.
I agree.
Mainly
Big
because
or
I don't
small,
wanna
it doesn't matter.
I don't want to have to walk them every time they want to take a shit.
Yeah, just open the door, let them out. They go shit.
I think you don't need a yard if you're super active. Like
Yeah, no, if you
that's
walk your
style.
dog, I mean, if you're an active person, like you said, and you walk your dog 10 times a day, then it's fine.
and you got a truck, and you
But that's
drive
what's
out the
crazy is that
weekend,
most
yeah.
people who have dogs in small places, they're not active.
They let them shit in the house.
Yeah, it's dude. I can't, dude.
Seen it a few times.
I took care of my friend's pit bull for a while, and the best shit was a girl that I knew would come over like 3 times, 4 times a week and run with him. Like she fucking loved him. I was like, cool, you can fucking drain that thing out all day.
But that's what it needs, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Big dogs like that for sure. Yeah. But fuck the dogs.
Fuck the dogs.
And the cats.
So
and the ex-wives.
Yeah, let's talk about the ex-wife.
So yeah, we kind of brought it up last show.
We should go down that path real quick just to remind everyone who didn't see the last show yet.
Yeah, so last show we kind of brought up a story about my ex-wife. I was married for a little while. We're going to go in depth. I'm going to try to keep the timeline legit. It's really hard because it was a while ago now.
Because you're trying to forget it.
Yeah, and I was drunk for most of the time. So.
And there wasn't much sanity to begin with.
No, yeah. I was just down a bottle fucking that whole time. So I'm going to try to keep the timeline. I'm open to questions, but let's keep the timeline good. Okay, the year is 2011. I was a young man.
Trying to make it in San Diego.
Wasn't 2012 supposed to be the apocalypse?
Yeah.
That was the start of it.
I had balls full of cum and a stomach full of whiskey.
And a failing liver.
Yeah, so it was about 2012. I'd been in the military or 2011. I've been in the military like a couple years, and we just came back from deployment. So just to put it into context, I was a CB. So it's like you're in the Navy, but you don't do Navy shit. It's like they're fake Marines basically, but we just build shit. We're like construction workers, right? Not a big deal, but we do go on like real deployments, not run around on a boat out on the sea. In the Navy. Yeah, I'm doing that shit. So
you're not doing choreographed dances on the deck of an aircraft carrier?
No. So we just came back from deployment. It was a 10-month Afghanistan deployment. I just get back, and this girl that I was fucking before I was on deployment, for just like a couple of weeks. We only hooked up a few times, right? I went to go hang out with her and a bunch of her friends, right? So she brought this girl, this redhead chick. She looked like Taylor Swift, but with a fat ass, basically. Hey. And so I started hanging out with that girl because the girl that I was fucking had a boyfriend, at this point. So I started hanging out with this other girl. Anyways, we hit it off, right? So our deployment cycle was 10 months gone and then 6 to 8 months home. So we were like gone all the time. So we only had a short amount of time when we were home to like do anything.
Yeah, you got to make the most of it.
Got to make the most of it. So we just have great fucking time, party our faces in. Anyway, this whole time I'm hanging out with this girl. So a couple of weeks before I'm supposed to go on deployment, I was just kind of joking, but at the same time I wasn't joking because fuck it. I was like, hey, we're walking down the block we're in Ventura County. We're near the City Hall or whatever. I was like, you want to go get married? And she's like, yeah, fuck it, let's get married.
This is after how long?
It was like 6 months probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But here's the thing, and I bet Dom can fucking co-sign on this shit. Yeah. When you're in the military, being married is like making more than double your money.
So for those who don't know, that's why fucking military dudes and
get married. You get married willy-nilly.
And young, too.
Yeah, and young, because you make double. You don't have to live in the barracks if you're lower ranking, because when you're low ranking, you're mandatory to live in the, unless you're married. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to make double the money tax-free while I'm on deployment. I was like, I don't give a fuck.
So the pros definitely outweigh the cons.
Yeah, I was like, hey, if we get divorced, who gives a shit? Like, fuck it.
Isn't it like 9.5 out of 10 now if you get divorced?
It's so the NECC, which is like the community I was in. So it's like Navy SEALs, Special Boat Operators, divers, and Seabees. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a Navy SEAL, so don't get in the comments. Calm the fuck down. I know, I get it. The divorce rate is 85%.
Wow.
Because they're always deployed. They're gone all the time.
I'm sure that the fact that they make all of the benefits so easily accessible to married couples definitely increases the divorce rate.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking at that money.
Hell yeah. I mean,
you're not thinking long-term love. You're thinking,
I'm thinking about
short-term paycheck.
Every 2 weeks.
But you were, if I recall, you were fairly real about the marriage, though.
Yeah,
Like, because I remember when you first got married, and I found out about it. I remember thinking, I was like, wait, is this real or is this like military real?
No, it was real.
Marriage, but yeah, it definitely was like, it wasn't just a collect a check type of deal.
No. It was no. We were dating. It wasn't like a collect the check type of deal. But it also wasn't like, I found the girl. Like, for the
she's the one.
I was just like, might as well. Like, what's the downside here?
So you guys go skipping into the fucking courthouse or whatever.
Yeah, we go in there. Grab my roommate and his friend, and
as
then as witnesses, and then bam, get married. I was like, we're getting married. So then I go on deployment. And as soon as I go on deployment, she was living in my room because the other roommates were in a different battalion.
Okay, thus far in these 6 months, you've seen no true signs of
super fun
craziness.
The whole time,
just
was super
great
fun.
Honeymoon phase.
Yeah, great.
Mostly because of alcohol.
No,
Yeah,
actually,
no?
she didn't really drink that much.
No,
Yeah.
I meant like for you being like partying and all that sort of clouded.
No, like I'm saying, she didn't really drink that much. So when we were hanging out, like I wasn't really drinking.
It was the calm before the storm.
Yeah, so my roommate, they were in different battalions. There were 2 roommates. They were in different. One was getting out, and the other one was a different battalion. So they had different deployment cycles. So they were all going to move out like a month later. So she was staying in my room during that like month, and he was like, "Yeah, she's just acting fucking weird." I didn't really think anything of it though. I was like, her boyfriend, husband just went on deployment for the first time. He'd gone for 10 months. Like.
He didn't explain what weird meant though.
Nah, not really. But it's basically longer than we've been dating. I'll be gone. Whatever.
Yeah.
Get that money. She can't divorce me while on deployment.
Hazardous pay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't give a fuck. So now it starts getting like I'm starting to see over Skype that something's like up. To paint an accurate picture of what I'm doing on deployment, this whole deployment was we were convoying from base to base. And I was in charge of the actual like building the shit, like the projects. So we drive from base to base. So we've gone for like a week at a time, convoy to a new base, build some shit, and then convoy to the next base, build some shit out in the middle of nowhere. So we didn't have any internet. There's none of this shit. So I'd be gone for like 2 or 3 weeks at a time, get back, jump on Skype. And then I'm like, dude, this bitch is acting fucking weird. And it's just, she's talking about herself and she's going on these like weird like rants.
About what?
Just
shit?
weird shit. Like I don't remember the details. I just remember thinking, no, that wasn't like that. But it was like just weird shit. You know what I mean? Or like just
like jumping around from topic to topic,
manic style a little bit. And I don't have time to deal with this. I'm trying not to get my fucking face shot in. I don't have time to deal with your shit. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm thinking. I didn't say this, but she's acting so fucking weird. And so it's happening more and more and more. So then I'd be gone again. 3 weeks, something like that. Work for 3 weeks, and then we come back for like a week, and I'd be able to Skype or whatever the fuck. So then I get a message from her friend who I knew very well, her friend from back home, but who also lived in the area, and it was like, yeah, she's in the hospital right now. I'm like, what happened? And they're like, what the fuck? He's like, well, she down like 90 pills. I was like, oh fuck,
gentlemen, start your engines.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, right? So
it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, and the military is not a thing. Like they don't give a. We're on deployment. They don't give a fuck
about your.
Yeah,
personal
excuse me,
shit.
sir. My wife tried to commit suicide. I gotta go.
Yeah, it's not like you're flying from like Austin to California.
Yeah, they give no fuck. So, and also you got to remember too, like there's a lot of people trying to get out of deployment, fucking pussies, trying to get out of deployment
any way possible.
Yeah. This
they'll
dumb
shoot
bitch
themselves.
Yeah, okay. I got a story about that real quick. Well, I don't want to get too crazy. This dumb bitch we're on deployment with decided to be a good idea. She's like, oh, to get out of deployment, I'll shoot myself in the calf to get out of deployment.
Seems logical.
She does it with the fucking rifle.
That shit
and she
blows.
takes her entire calf off.
Good.
Like, you fucking idiot. What do you do? I think
Good.
I don't know, but rumor that she lost her leg because
Good.
of it. Yeah, good. I agree. Good.
Good,
You're
good,
fucking
good.
retarded.
I'm sorry, but I don't know a whole lot about the military since I wasn't in it, but aren't handguns relatively easily accessible?
Right. Well, some people don't have handguns. Depends on your job.
But get one.
You
Yeah,
get
that's
one,
what
yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. You could ask around, couldn't you?
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
do you mind if I borrow your hand?
no, it's good.
What do you need it for? Don't worry about
Take
it.
my sword. Or no, that's probably not gonna happen.
Nah,
But
you could get one from
you
a friend.
could. You could. But yeah, she blew her fucking calf off.
Wow.
Like, but here's the thing: the females specifically, they're not doing anything crazy ever. They're almost never, in my experience. I know there's female battalions where they do like crazy shit. In my experience, the females are always put in like pretty safe areas because honestly, they're not dragging my big ass out of anywhere.
That's true.
So they usually put them in like fairly safe situations. Anyway, so I get that call it was an email actually. So then I'm trying to get a hold like what the fuck's going on here? What the fuck's going on here? I go talk to the guy who's like he's not the lieutenant, but we'll just call him that just because people know what that is kind of. So I go talk to him and I'm like, I got the situation, and he just starts laughing. I'm like, all right,
Not a good sign.
Yeah,
No
I mean, they just don't care. I mean, everything's funny. Everything's fucking funny. He just starts laughing. I'm like,
He's probably got a list of excuses.
yeah,
to peel from.
totally. Yeah. And he was like,
Which one are you?
he was like, you're not getting out of this deployment. And I was like, okay, but what do I do? Well, like, what do I do? And he was like, you're SOL. He's like, until she dies, you're SOL. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to take that shit. So, because we're already like 6 or 7 months into the deployment. And I'm like, it's almost over anyway. Like, just let me go home early, So I get on Google and I start figuring out, like, I'm Googling, like, how do you get out of deployment for serious for a serious situation.
Shoot yourself in the calf.
Well, because I'm like, okay.
rifle.
So anyway, I took my calf off.
Meanwhile, they're monitoring his Google searches.
Yeah. Well, so I find out that if the Red Cross makes a phone call by law from Congress, they if the Red Cross says, there's an emergency, they have to send you home. They can't say no under the rules of Congress.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, because she's saying she's going to kill herself. They won't let her out of the hospital, and there's no family around. There's no one there to help. All her friends aren't even there. Like, no one's there.
Did she have friends? Like,
yeah,
good
she
friends?
did. Yeah. But none of my friends are there because they're all now on a different deployment. So I don't have any support there either.
Also, they can't just release her to anybody.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. So they can, and by law, they can only hold an adult for 72 hours, no matter what you did. Unless they deem you're gonna walk outside and shoot yourself in the head.
Yeah.
So this happened again. She tried to kill herself again with the same way.
Within the same
before I could get home,
week or 2 months, whatever.
Yeah, within probably a couple of weeks, right?
But she just ate a shitload of pills.
Yeah, eat a shitload of pills, and
pills was
someone
she
found
eating?
her. Sleeping pills. You can just buy sleeping pills.
Yeah,
I mean, if it didn't work the first time.
I don't know, but both times she was found. Both times she was found by somebody before it got too crazy.
Yeah, it just comes down to...
It's a cry for attention, dude.
Kind of.
Generally.
Not 90, though.
90?
Yeah.
If you do it and then tell somebody, then it's a cry for attention.
She didn't do that. So the second time she ate a bunch of pills and then drank a bunch of booze.
They usually do it.
Yeah, this was not the last time either, and I'll explain how that happened in a second. So, now it's the second time, and I'm like, all right, I need to go home. So I call the hospital she's in, and I'm like, hey, can you guys call the Red Cross and tell them what the deal is, right? And they're like, we don't know how to do that. We don't know what that is.
Here, let me give you the number.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck. I'm like, how do people get the Red Cross? Like, if someone dies,
There's not a phone number on the website.
No, there is, but I'm assuming you can't just call the Red Cross.
Yeah, hey,
from
can you guys?
Afghanistan.
Yeah, can you
Yeah,
guys?
hey, I need to go home.
Call on behalf
No,
of my
but
wife.
hey, if you explain to them what's going on,
So,
and then they call the hospital. You know
this is what I ended up doing.
All right.
Because I called and I tried to do that. That didn't work. So what I called, I said I was a nurse at the hospital. I had all the information. So I was like, I'm a nurse at this hospital. I'm just trying to call and check in and see if you guys can get this troop home. Here's his information. Here's the hospital information. Here's the doctor's information that you can call to verify. So then they end up they think I'm a nurse. They end up calling the doctor. They verify it. Within an hour, there's a phone call to the place I'm at. And and now they're like, you're going home.
My nigga Scoop.
Yeah, so this fucking dude, I walk in, he's like, I need to talk in the office. I go in the office, he's like, so I guess you're going home. Like, I guess there's a real serious situation. And I'm like, oh, it's crazy. I don't know how the fuck they found out.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean? Wow.
How did you know about
you
this?
You motherfucker. When you were laughing earlier, I want to chuck his fucking desk laughing.
You finessed the system.
Yeah, finessed.
That's a finesse.
I finessed a few other
Chestnut
times.
checkers, bitch.
The NSA's listening right now. You're about to get a phone call.
They don't care. As I finessed again later, and this does apply to the story also. So, now I'm going home, right? But it takes a week to get home. To get out of that base, I took a fucking Chinook.
Where were you?
We were in Helmand Province. So deep in lower Afghanistan.
You know Helmand Province.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you would know
I have
about it on the
family
news.
from there.
It's one of the most dangerous, besides Korengal and a few other places. But it's one of the most dangerous places in Afghanistan.
I was just over there last week.
Yeah.
So we're
booming real estate business there.
It's killing
Having
Kabul.
a kebab barbecue.
My falafel stand is blowing up over there. Literally.
Yeah. So that day I get on a Chinook helicopter. I fly to another base, get on an Osprey. Then I'm stuck at that base for a couple of days. Then onto a C-130 helicopter. That brings me to Kuwait. Then I get on a fucking plane that goes to Maine, Dallas, back to LA.
You cost the military $100,000 again.
Well, not really. These rides are already going, and you just jump on.
So what if you were in a really dire situation? It's not very expeditious.
I wasn't a dire situation, motherfucker.
No, but I mean, what if it was your fucking wife is dying and you need to get home as soon as possible?
That's
You
a
just-
quick
But
dude.
yeah, it's
when
like-
you're out there like
No,
that.
I get it, but I'm just saying.
That's as good as it's gonna get.
They're not just going to land a Boeing jet, passenger jet to pick you up.
Here's the other thing too is that I would be waiting. They're like, oh, there's a helicopter. There's on bigger bases, not little fobs, that are way out in the middle of nowhere, but on bigger bases, relatively, there's an airport kind of. So there's Air Force guys there that kind of run this shit,
yeah.
and they have flight times because they know that there's. But what happens is there's operations. Also, we're in the middle of doing shit. So when fucking SEAL Team 19 shows up with their fucking crew, you're bumped.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of it. Like, the fuck? So whenever you see those dudes with goddamn beards, OGA, other, government agencies, all that shit, when they show up CIA, you're fucking bumped. You see a big yoke dude with a beard, it's over.
You're not getting on this one, buddy. In his mid-30s.
Yeah, in his mid-30s, yoke dude with a beard, and he's rolling 15 deep, and they all have 2 nice a gear. Fuck yeah,
and they look way too calm about killing people.
Yeah, just way too chill. Yeah, you ain't get on this
They're all
fucking
smoking
plane.
cigars.
Yeah. And even when I was in the Osprey, like, we had to stop at some base, and like they brought on these dudes that smelled like doo-doo, and they were all bagged up. Like, this happened a few times. Not that
Bagged
one
up?
trip.
What do you mean bagged up?
So they had the bags over their heads, and then like they bring them on the fucking plane, and then, of course the dude with the fucking beards and looking all fucking wearing like jeans. Like, why are you wearing jeans?
First class flight to Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah. So anyway, so I finally get back. LA, I get picked up by someone that's in the military. They have people that pick you up from the airport. Drive back home. I go see this chick. My buddy, luckily he owned a house that no one was staying at because no one was there. On deployment. He's like, you can just stay at my house. So I'm at this house. And everything seems all right. Like, I don't know what the fuck is. I'm like, what are you like? I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So everything's good for a couple of days.
But you got her from the hospital at this
Yeah, I
point.
got her at the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. I think she was already out of the hospital, and we met at the house.
Okay.
I think that's what happened. But so then we talked about this briefly in the last show. Then this regressive bullshit starts happening where she starts acting like a fucking 9-year-old.
And this is the first time you'd seen it.
First time I fucking seen it. Where like her face changed. Like, I'm talking. She turns and her face just goes, brrr, like possession.
Like Exorcist. Yeah.
Vanilla Sky when the face is changing like mid-coitus.
Yeah, exactly. What's that movie with Al Pacino and he's yelling? Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate, yeah, with Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
It's like that kind of shit. And her face changes. She's talking like a fucking 9-year-old. And I'm like, what the fuck? So obviously we have a pretty serious situation here. She's not fucking around. This is not like, it's not calls for attention because homeboy's on
shit just got
deployment.
real.
Yeah, so we end up going, like I said, to the hospital, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Now, I have all this, I can get all the information. They'll tell me more than they'll tell her. You know what I mean? Because, like, basically, I'm like her fucking guardian at this point. She's like a 2-year-old.
Because you're sane.
Well, yeah, they have to break it to her in a right way.
Yeah, in the right way. And they just tell me the straight up truth. This bitch is
Like they
fucking
write a note.
Yeah.
Like in
by the
crayons.
way, you're batshit crazy.
Exactly.
I just want to let you know you're completely unhinged. So you have to be out of the hospital in 4 hours. Here's some meds.
Yeah. So, okay, so we end up going to the hospital. To a more serious hospital. She gets diagnosed. She has borderline multiple personality and regressive. She gets manic episodes.
She's schizophrenic as well?
Well, it's almost. It's not like completely. It's almost schizophrenic.
What's the difference between borderline personality and schizophrenia?
Because schizophrenia, like they're not even aware. Or
Schizophrenics are aware, but
maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Schizophrenics, they hear voices or they see messages where they're not. So, like for example, David Letterman had a stalker who thought that he was communicating via his opening monologues. Shit like that. Like working in hospitality, I actually saw schizos that came in every once in a while, and like this one woman kept on calling down to the front desk, saying that the CIA had bugged her room and she needed to switch rooms. And like just batshit crazy like that. And she was talking about like the aliens and the government and all kinds of shit.
But maybe they were though.
Yeah. Right. There's always that part of you that's like, maybe she's telling the truth.
Maybe it's legit.
Everybody thinks she's crazy, but you're the one that's like, maybe she is accurate.
So she doesn't have full blown schizophrenia.
Close enough.
But I wish she fucking did. Like I don't know. She just have it all for fuck's sake. And somewhere in there, she also started doing this bulimic bullshit. Somewhere in this time.
I imagine that all of those are somewhat tied together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure. So then she's doing this like bulimia bullshit.
Yeah,
also.
but she probably looked good though.
Oh yeah, she looked great. Well,
Lost the ass.
Here's the thing: is girls in this experience. I don't know about all experiences, but in this experience, they get skinny fat.
Yeah. No, I did.
Because they're like bloated, kind of, and then they get skinny. Also, it's like weird.
It's similar to when girls do a lot of blow, a lot of drugs.
Yeah,
they'll have like that weird gut, but then their arms and their legs are all skinny.
Yeah, it's very weird. But also, like, there's no muscle, but then there's a little bit.
There's
of
no muscle tone. One of my exes was
weird.
bulimic, and to this day I still think back upon all the fucking money I spent on like sushi dinners and shit. Like, how do you stay so thin?
No,
like getting fucking hammered and eating Jack in the Box at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, You look good for someone who eats Jack in the Box often at 3 a.m.
She's in the bathroom.
Yeah, just blowing her fucking
no
guts
concern
out.
for her well-being. Just I spent so much money on her to
because I'm a selfish prick. We all know this. All right,
So yeah, she gets diagnosed. So I'm trying to figure this out. So I'm trying to walk this line with the military because they want to send me back. Of course, they're like, "Oh, we have fucking 6 weeks left. You better get back in there. Fucking join the fight."
so this was just so this was just supposed to be a temporary send home.
Yeah,
so
oh,
you
that's
could,
what they
like,
wanted, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They just wanted me to get the situation handled so we'll get you back out on those convoys, get you back up on the 240 Bravo. Right, quick. Fucking assholes, man. I remember when they were like, you need to come back. I'm like, what? The fuck are you? It'd take me a week to get back. What the fuck are you talking about? And then a week to come home. Like, what are you even talking about right now? So now I know I need help. Like I need to figure out how. So I start asking people that are in the like military doctors, like, what do I do with the situation? I start going calling UCLA because they're refusing TRICARE, which is the military. They are the fucking worst, and they don't want to pay for anything. So I'm like calling all these people because I just want to get this situation off of my hands, like for real. I just want.
Are you talking about having to go back or the situation
No,
with her?
sorry. Going back is it's pretty much I'm not going. I figured out how to. Like,
so now you're trying to tend to the situation with her.
With her, yeah. So while this is going on, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm taking her to all these doctor's appointments. She keeps trying to fucking off herself. Like it happened a few times. So once her uncle lived there, and she disappeared for the day. I couldn't find her. She left her phone at home.
How old was she?
She's exactly my age. So whatever, I was 26, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So she disappeared for the whole day. And she left her phone at the apartment. So I'm trying to figure out where she's at. I can't, I'm racking my brain. I'm like, maybe she just went and killed herself. I don't fucking know.
Jumped off the pier?
So this is going to be really bad. So she did the pill thing again with the fucking drinks. And I am like, you know what? Let me go to her uncle's house and see if she's there. I show up. I know where the key is at. He was a cool dude. He had the same job I had, in like 70s or whatever. So like we had a, relationship. So show up to the house. I open the door. There she is. Boom, on the fucking ground. Hardly breathing. So I call ambulance.
Damn, that's gotta fuck with your head to see
Yeah,
that.
of course. I call the fucking ambulance. They show up and they're like, yeah, she had like 10 minutes. They're like pumping her stomach. They're like, she would have been dead. Like, anyway. I was like, oh,
again, same
fucking
sleeping
Christ.
pills?
Yeah, sleeping pills. But you know what's fucked up? I've never told this. This is really fucked up. I remember when I walked in the door for like a split second. I was like,
closing it?
I was like, maybe I just don't call.
You just open the door and then slide
I swear to
it back
God,
out.
for like a split, and then I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck did I just think?" But like for a half a second, I was like, "Maybe I just don't call." Like I don't know, because a few other things that happened, like she cut herself a few
Yeah,
times.
you started to
like,
get fed up.
Yeah, and I was just like, another thing that happened right before that is I left to go to the gym. This was like my only thing I could do, like leave for an hour to go to the gym. So I go to the gym, and she's texting me like, "Oh, I fucked up," and I'm like,
The fuck does that mean?
What is that? Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'm on my way home. Live like 5 minutes from the gym, show up, and she taken the iron and fucking put it on her full blast and gone boom on her stomach.
Why?
I don't know.
That's
This
a cool
is a
branding.
special breed of
Yeah.
psychotic.
I was just like, what did you do?
This
What
is
the
ju-
fuck?
This is just proof that sometimes life isn't for people.
For real. So like when I say like I walked in and I'm just like,
No, I get it.
It wasn't just like, oh, like she tried to kill herself once. I'm like, fucking
No,
die
not to
already.
mention, if somebody is in that position and they've tried so many times, it's like you're gonna succeed at some point.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
really what you desperately want.
I've always said that people who like selfishly like tell people who are suicidal or depressed and want to kill themselves, they always say things like, well, just think about what I would, how I would feel, or think about how your family
Fuck
would
you,
feel.
it's not about you.
Yeah. It's like people wake up, suffer every single day.
Yeah, for
so who are you to say, they shouldn't just kill themselves?
It's a valid point.
Obviously there are people that can be helped and they can improve their lives, but there are some they just can't. Straight up.
That iron thing was fucking shocking.
I've heard of women doing
was
some
like-
insane shit. That's in the top
It
3.
was the full iron.
That's like
homie.
something you would see out of a horror movie where
Yeah.
they just grab something.
Yeah, it wasn't like just a little.
No, I can imagine.
This wasn't with a hair curler. You accident. This was like, boom.
Did this
That's how
leave
for
a scar?
life.
Yeah.
Did it leave a scar?
yeah.
for
Hell
life?
yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how you brand. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Brand
That's
it.
how people think you're an abusive husband.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Yeah.
I was
Okay,
just
so-
ironing his clothes.
So yes,
You find her on the floor. Call the ambulance.
call the ambulance. They bring her to the hospital.
She was almost dead.
Of course, as soon as we get to the hospital, she's like, "I'm fine. Send me home." And I'm just like, holy fuck, you're not fine. Like, stay here for 10 years. You're not fucking fine. But that was always the thing, is like go through this manic thing where it's like dip low, try to kill herself. And then like right after, now she's back on the meds because the doctors are like, you're taking these goddamn meds.
Did she not want to take the meds they were prescribing?
Here's what crazy people do. They feel great because the meds are fucking working.
And
then they go,
yeah.
well, no, I don't need to take the meds because I feel fucking great. No, dummy, it's the fucking meds. And then they get off the meds and they go cold turkey, and then they crash. It's like
it's literally changing your chemical balance.
Yeah.
So
it affects your neurons and your receptors.
yeah,
Dude, all of the above.
and then not to mention that whatever you're doing to affect that chemical balance, whatever if it's stopping a chemical from going through or it's pushing another chemical through, when you take it away, it's going to have a reverse effect.
Because your brain hasn't been producing it naturally.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's
Dude,
gonna fuck with
that's
you.
funny because I had a friend who she was manic, whatever disorder it was, manic depressive disorder, whatever it's called. And I remember like watching her slowly go crazy. And then when she was full blown in it, like that's kind of what distanced us as friends. But she was doing the same thing. Like, I'm fine. How dare you even fucking question me? Yep. I'm better now than I've ever been in my entire life. I'm so good. You don't even have an idea.
Oh man. I remember it's funny you say that. Cause she'd be talking to me like that, like pacing around the apartment. And I'm just sitting there just like staring like, what the fuck situation am I in? And she's walking around like pacing. Like, I just can't believe you don't think I'm fine. Like I can handle my fucking self. Like you just can't, you think I fucking handle myself? I can handle myself. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, divorce had to be going through your brain at this point.
But before when I was on deployment,
Okay.
I was like,
It's not worth the money.
That's going through every guy's head when they get married on the day they get married.
Yeah, while you're at the altar.
I mean, I didn't touch her. Since the day that I left for deployment, I didn't touch her. So like I knew, I was like, I'm not putting my dick in this.
No,
That's a trap. Yeah.
You're a smart man.
Yeah. So so one time we were at the hospital. I guess she'd been there before when I was still on deployment, and the doctor was like, "Well, I'm sure that the miscarriage isn't helping." And I was like, "What?
Huh? What
miscarriage?
Come again?"
He's like, "What?" He was like, "Well, she had a miscarriage."
Now you got to throw in postpartum depression.
It's like, "Oh, she was a couple of months pregnant," and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting," because I was on deployment for 6 months. Huh.
Wait, I'm not a mathematician, but let me do these numbers. Let me crunch these numbers in my head.
I'm not the strongest strand of weed in the dispensary.
I like that one.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, you didn't know." I think he was trying to. You think he knew I didn't know? He's trying to like drop it on me because that was the same guy that was saying like, "You need to get the fuck out of here."
He was looking out for you.
Yeah. But he can't say HIPAA. He can't.
That's like Dr. Bro code.
Yeah, for real.
He's like, "You didn't hear this from me." Wink, wink.
Yeah. So, all that's happening. So in the middle of this, I'm in Ventura County. I'm in this unit. They had been deployed 7 times in the last like 8 years, all to, combat quote unquote deployments. You know what I mean? Like somewhere bad. So I was looking at the deployment schedule. We were going to do another 4 in a row. Right. So I was like, dude, I got to get out of here. So I realized that, cause I don't want to do that. I joined the Navy. Yeah. To go on 1, maybe 2 of those. I don't want to do fucking 6. I want to do a couple of, and then let's go to Guam and bang some whores. Like,
Go to fucking Thailand real quick.
This is what I signed up for.
You thought you were going to do Thailand and Australia.
Yeah, like I want to get my stripes, get some fucking ribbons, like
and get the seed spread across different
do my
continents.
time, and then I want to go bang some fucking whores. So this time I'm like, I can get out of this unit by using this crazy bitch. So I realized that if you have someone there's a category and it's category 5, like where they're a problem. So if you have a kid that has like Down syndrome that like can't walk, like that's category 5. So I was like, if I can get her category 5, they have to transfer me to San Diego because that's where the main hospital. You have to be where a main military hospital is. So I can get transferred to San Diego, and I can't get deployed. They can't deploy me for 3 years, and that's how much time I had left.
She was your crazy security blanket.
Yeah, I was like, that's how much time I have left in the military, 3 years, so they can't deploy me until I'm out. It was like, holy shit. So now I'm like, fuck yeah, like I let her be crazy. Fuck it, just don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
Like swear to God.
Not on my watch.
She was putting her on life support.
I swear, I was like, just don't kill yourself.
Put her in a straitjacket.
Yeah. And I don't want people to think that like that's how I am. I'm not like crass, like, oh, just fucking kill yourself. But you have to understand how long this was of every fucking day. And after a while, anyone reaches their breaking point where you're just
not to mention you get numb to the whole suicide thing. You're like, oh, you're gonna kill yourself today? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's like the difference of growing up in some war-torn country and then somebody seeing a war-torn country for the first time.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I fucking finesse the system.
You were just massaging it.
They were like, oh, here's your like new orders. Like you're going to San Diego.
It's the American dream.
Thank God. I was like, thank God. And it really worked out too, because I probably would have re-enlisted if I didn't get to San Diego, because I did really like it. It was super fun. Like that job was like the best job ever. But you know, so I get down to San Diego. She's doing the same old crazy shit, and I'm trying. She's doing a little bit better though. And I'm trying to like integrate her into like normal society. I'm like, this isn't working. Like it's just, she's got to get the fuck out of here. Like she has to leave. So I start fighting with her. I just start, you know, she wants to fuck. Before I would just sit there and like be quiet while she's going on these ramblings, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I would just fly off the handle.
I've kept my mouth shut
I was
long
like,
enough.
fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't give a shit. If she goes and fucking drives off a bridge, who cares at this point? Who gives a shit? What? I'm not going to suffer the rest of my life because you're fucking nuts.
Like, we were out drinking one Sunday or Saturday during a 49er game, playoff game, and she lost her fucking shit, flew off the handle. I remember you guys like in the alley, like screaming at each other.
Really?
Yeah.
She was causing scenes?
She was yelling at a friend of ours, a girlfriend of ours, like, talking about how she was a fucking whore and shit, like just on some weird shit.
Over nothing. Everything was going fine that day.
Yeah,
it was a fucking fun day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she lost her shit.
Yeah. And that was when she was doing like way better. Yeah. So then she's like, I'm fucking leaving. I was like, no, please don't leave.
No, anything but that, please.
She's like, I'm moving back with my aunt in Washington. I was like, no.
Mama, no.
No, please don't leave. So she takes off. It's within a month. She was gone a month or whatever. She gets fucking pregnant. Some dude up there gets pregnant. They ended up having that kid.
Good.
He turns out to be, he's in jail now. That guy, he went to jail.
This is all really shocking.
Yeah. He was like a super coke addict. Like I was talking to one of her other friends who's like a really good person, and she was like, yeah, like she dude was like beating her and like, cause she's just getting taken advantage of. You know what I mean? And the dude that when she got pregnant the first time, I knew who it was. I found out who it was because it was a guy that I didn't work with, but he was in the military also. He was 2 ranks higher than me. He had 4 fucking kids. He was married. And I go into his office. You're not supposed to do this. But he's not supposed to do what he's doing, but I'm not supposed to do what I'm doing. I go to his office and I just close the door and I sit down, and he was like, well, because literally if I say something, I wouldn't snitch. I'm not no snitch. But if I said something about a situation, he'll get fucked. He'll lose his kids.
So
like,
you had the upper hand.
Oh yeah, he can't say shit.
Yeah, but just doing that, like,
How'd you find out it was him?
Because I went through her phone. Yeah, I went through her phone.
Excuse me, can I have a minute?
That's crazy.
Click.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
I went in and I sat down.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and he was like, "Whoa!" And he was a chief, so that's an E7, and I was an E5, so it's like, you're not supposed to be doing this. So I go sit down in the office, and I was like, "Look, I know what's going on." He's like, "I don't give a fuck about that, but she's fucking crazy." Like, and he's like, no, you're trying to hold her back because and I'm like, no, you're not listening to me. You only see her when she's okay.
You whip out a scroll of medical records.
Yeah, like you only see her when she's okay, dude. Like she's fucking crazy. Like this is a problem. Like you're not helping her. Like this is really, really bad. Really bad. And he's like, whatever, dude. Like you're just trying to hold us back. Like I'm gonna divorce my wife. Like,
he was literally planning on leaving his whole family for her.
Like, whatever, dude.
Oh my God.
Live your fucking dream. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, wait a minute. What the fuck you doing to my office anyway?
Yeah, like take her off my fucking hands.
That's when you have to fuck his wife.
Yeah, right.
And then make a rap song about it.
Yeah. Where were we? So yeah, San Diego. She then leaves. She gets pregnant.
She has the kid.
She has the kid.
He's in jail.
He's in jail. Yeah, I think he went to jail. He was in the army, of course. They're fucking retarded. Fucking retarded. So now a couple of weeks ago, that girl, the cool girl, hits me up. She calls me.
Are we in the present?
We're in the present now.
Oh, so this is literally 2 weeks ago.
So yeah, I end up holding off the divorce. Like I was just lying to her. So we'll go to the present in a second. I was lying to her about, I was like, oh, I got kicked out. I told her that. Yeah. I was like, oh, I got a DUI and I got kicked out. Because if she knew how to work the system, she could get a bunch of money from me.
So she was pushing for the divorce.
No, we both were. It was fine.
Oh,
like
okay.
she didn't want anything from me, which is perfect, but she could have gotten like a lot of money. And like by law, if you're in the military, under military law, you have to pay, like you have to provide. There's no option. You know? So I was like, oh, I got kicked out. I got a DUI. my life is just really shitty. Like, but she didn't know what unit I was in. So
Finessed.
Yeah, so she didn't know who to call. So like, and then I just waited to sign. I had the divorce paperwork and she signed it already. And I just waited to sign it because it's 6 month waiting period. So 6 months out of getting out of the military, like the day of, I signed it. And then I turned it in. So then I was married until the day I got out.
That is
and the
so
day I got out.
such sweet
Keeping that
poetic
check.
justice.
Keeping that check,
And one time
boy.
she hit me up for money, and I was like, no. It's like, fuck no, I'm not giving you
So
shit.
she's in Washington?
She's in Washington.
She's like,
yeah.
I gotta get an ultrasound. Can I have some
Yeah,
money?
no, hell no. So she, and this is all allegedly, just this never really happened. NCIS.
Them's just stories.
These are just stories.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago.
So a couple weeks ago, the girl hits me up. She's really cool. And she was like, what's her face wants to talk to you. Nothing crazy. Because that girl, the wife, she has hit me up a few times and like apologized. You know what I mean? But I don't even care. I have no hard
Wait,
feelings.
your ex-wife has apologized?
Yeah, but I have no hard feelings.
Does she
I don't
seem
give a
more?
fuck.
I mean, in
No.
these interactions, she's
No.
still no.
No,
Okay.
not better. Yeah. I don't even care because, like, to me, it's changed the whole course of my life, like for the better. I don't give a fuck, really. Yeah. So she hits me up and she's like, "Yeah, she just wants to talk. It's nothing bad." I was like, "All right, I don't give a shit." She calls me and she starts talking about how it's like she wants to move back to San Diego, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "We should start hanging." And I'm like, "No." She's like, "What?" I was like, "I don't ever want to see you again. I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, no offense.
No offense, but you've been dead to me for quite some time.
Like, I was like, I'm a different person. I don't want anything to do with you." And then that girl, she's like, "Oh, I understand. I get it." And I'm like,
Yeah, get it. Get that shit.
Why are you calling me ever? Yeah. But and then I hit the other friend. I was like, "Why did you lie?" Like, you act like it was nothing. Like, I thought she just like, "Oh,
yeah,
like,
just wanted to show
check
it up
in."
on the phone.
Yeah,
So now you're cut off too,
fuck.
bitch.
Yeah, that ain't nothing, stupid. Yeah. Crazy times.
That shit is fucking hilarious.
Crazy times.
So this whole story that you just recalled, how long of a time frame was this? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years?
That was basically from 2000, the end of 2011 the beginning of 2011 to the end of 2012. But I moved back here in January, February of 2012. So that the rest of this time, and she left like a week after. So the end of 2012 was just all like me finessing.
What happened to the
See, I do remember. She did not last long here.
No,
at
it was like a
all.
couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to the kid? Do you even know?
No, I have no fucking
Little Timmy.
He's probably smoking rocks somewhere right now.
I could give a shit.
Probably that kid that shut up that church.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Fucking Dylan Roof.
crazy. I tried to warn the other dude because he was on Facebook.
Yeah, but fucking how many dudes? Like,
Trying to tell him.
we've told friends. I've been told. Like, we've all been in that position.
Well,
she's crazy.
The people don't think that.
dick like a champion.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Oh yeah. She would do like
Exactly.
before she would go like ass to mouth and do all
Oh
that.
yeah, they all do.
If you're that crazy,
She was doing all that crazy shit. Yeah.
If you got borderline personality disorder, you're doing
you're doing
anything.
everything.
The thing about people like that, though, since they flip the switches so quick, is that you have to be around them for a while to know where the range is.
When to go in.
When your window of opportunity opens up,
Yeah.
like, oh, she's not 9 years old right now. I could go fuck the shit out of her.
Or she is 9 years old right now. I can go fucking shit out of her.
Exactly. Can you imagine like that switch flipping while she's fucking you, and
Oh
she
my-
starts talking like a kid?
Papa, no.
Yeah. Nut.
Uncle, don't touch me there.
Papa, don't nuttin' mama.
She starts doing like little baby sounds.
Oh no.
Terrible.
Yeah, I think that was it. I think that was the full. There was a couple little things she used to do, but whatever. It was some cutting stuff that was in it. That was
The
mixed in
fucking
there.
iron. Fuck cutting. Who gives a shit? Cutting compared to ironing your own stomach? That's like child's play.
That iron was. I haven't been shocked many times. That iron was like shocking. I was just like how do you hurt yourself like that? I was like, that must have been so fun. Like cutting yourself. I don't know if you ever really like, accident cut yourself. It hurts, but it's not like end of the world hurts. an iron, like a burn, hurts so.
Not to
fucking
mention,
bad.
it stuck to the fucking skin when she
Hell
pulled
yeah.
it off.
Yeah.
Like a grilled cheese
It
sandwich.
has like secondary
Hell,
burns.
I spilled fucking hot coffee on my balls. That's like the most painful thing in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another level of insanity that most people can't even fathom.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you run around talking about how your girlfriend's crazy, fucking
My
get
girlfriend
fucked.
called me 3 times tonight while I was out.
Yeah.
She's fucking insane,
Just
bro.
because she caught you cheating doesn't mean she's crazy.
She doesn't want you on Tinder. It doesn't mean she's crazy.
Yeah, just be careful when you throw the crazy comment out there. Just think of Scoop's
Yeah,
story.
Scoop's been through
yeah.
it.
Fuck.
The trenches.
The trenches. Holy shit.
What was we were talking about this before the show, but there was Hurt Bay is like this video that's going around where this guy confesses to a series of events where he cheated on his girlfriend because
Wait, how does he confess? Is
Yeah,
this
I was
like-
going to say, is it a video? What is it?
it's like a video of them sitting down like
Who recorded it?
I
He
don't
did?
know, it's so fucking stupid. It feels like it might be set up.
That's what
it's
I'm-
probably
that's
is.
why
It's
I'm
definitely
asking,
set
'cause I
up.
was
Yeah.
wondering.
I don't know if they set up the confession or how they played it out. I don't know what the whole fucking story is. I just
Okay.
watched the video. It's fucking ridiculous. And he's, they're playing this dramatic music and, they talk about how they met and how they fell in love. And then, the whole, like, I was cheating on you. How many times did you cheat on me? I don't know how many times. That whole fucking nonsense. But anyways, the initial time is she had caught him cheating. And the girl that he was cheating on her with was in the room. And the guy tells the girlfriend to leave.
Hey, if you got a hot piece of ass,
Yeah.
you
What
gotta
else
fucking-
is he supposed to say?
I mean, can you leave, please?
I mean, you could ask her to join.
Or you could ask the side chick to leave so you can talk to you.
No.
You're busting that nut.
No, because at that point, I mean, you're right. You're fucked either. You're fucked.
Yeah,
You might as well be literally getting fucked as opposed to just figuratively getting
You're
fucked.
pot committed at that point. I
Yeah,
get
exactly.
It.
What does that
You're all
side
in.
chick feel like, though? You know what I mean? Like,
Unless she knew. Like, there's always two things. Either they know you're in a relationship or they don't know you're in a relationship.
Or they don't wanna know.
Yeah, they don't want to know.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Why do you have all these, little girly sconces around the around the house?
yeah. Why do you have fucking
Why do you have-
15 pillows?
Why do you have live, laugh, love behind your bed?
Yeah, you can't cheat if the girl decorates.
Yeah, no, hell no. But then the girl ended up wanting to stay with him, and he's like trying to tell her it's over. Like what the fuck would you want to stay with somebody after they cheated on you for? I get it that you might love them or whatever, but
Yeah, but when he's sitting there going, "You have trash pussy," I'm not interested in you anymore.
when he's saying I can't be with you because you make poor decisions, and I can't be with somebody, I can't respect somebody who makes poor decisions. That's like legitimately what it comes down to, though.
Yeah.
Guys who, when the girl accepts that they cheat and they're just okay with it, I can't be with that.
Yeah,
Nah, a lot of people stay. I know a lot of dudes that
they
do
get
all
cheated
kind of
on.
dirt. Nah, they do all kind of
yeah.
dirt and still okay at the end of the day.
Girls are so afraid to be alone.
But cheating is like, the thing about cheating is that they always want to put it on some like fuckboy type of dude.
Yeah,
But what society would deem as a responsible, respectful, person with good morals, those are the dudes that are cheating left and right. I promise you, because I know them. You know what I mean? They seem like some of the most respectful people in the world. You would never fucking guess. They're just doing dirt.
That's why they do it. 'Cause they know they can get away with
exactly.
it. Yeah.
It's something to the dude that wants to present themselves as the stereotypical, like prototypical good dude.
yeah. Well, you think he's like a liar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're like a legitimately good dude, you don't need to kind of push that image.
Exactly.
You're just
Yeah.
a nice person, or you're not an asshole, whatever.
Anytime I meet somebody who portrays themselves as like very serious, I'm just like, there's something deep down in you that just wants to like slit throats.
Wait, didn't you say on the show I'm a solid dude?
Yeah.
Solid, not great.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
A big difference.
No, for sure.
I could see that though. Anyone who's trying to like put out something.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like purposefully put out.
It's-
It's trying too hard.
It's
Yeah.
not genuine and you're fake.
When you tell, like, when you're out drinking and there's some girls around and you tell that joke, that vulgar joke that everybody's laughing at, and they're trying to play the I'm not laughing at that card, that's when you know something's up.
That reminds me of like a male feminist.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. Like
They're just trying to
weird.
They're just trying to like scheme their way into whatever pocket
They're just
of
not
life.
laughing because they're trying to get laid.
Yeah.
Well, not even just they're not trying to get laid. They're buying into themselves as this outstanding citizen, and in reality, they're the ones that are doing the most dirt. Those are the guys that are fucking bankrupting companies and stealing, taking everything for what you're worth. I
The
mean,
worst porn you can think of.
yeah. For real though, it's like Bill Cosby was a family-friendly comedian, and he's just raping women left and right.
That's pretty insane, huh? I mean, that story is still around. It's pretty
It
fucking
is. This shit
crazy.
is lurking
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
us. Like,
Story will be around as long as the memes are.
Yeah, right? Right.
stop the meme.
And it was crazy to see what his wife would say too. Like his wife was quoted saying something like, well, they were drunk and like partying, like,
Dude.
so sad, too bad.
Apologists left and right, they always happen. I don't know if I've told this story on the show, but there was a school teacher in the town that I grew up in who had a long history of molesting children, even ran a foster home and would molest the children.
That's what
there.
people got to fuck out.
Yep.
Foster homes, people running like child programs,
Yep.
like anything like that.
Sandusky.
Dude, I swear to God, every
Yep.
time you see a story, it's always
Yep.
some like nonprofit, like
Yeah,
Church.
It's not the people you don't need to worry about. They're not trying to like hang out at parks to abduct your children.
No, yeah.
They're the ones that you drop your kids off to have them take
Yeah,
care of
8
it.
o'clock this morning.
Yeah. But my mom knew the prosecutor who was prosecuting this guy, and like half the town that I grew up in were backing this dude, the teacher.
Yeah.
And like they knew people who he had molested. They knew families of the children that he had molested, and they were still just saying like, no, it's not true, it's not true. And finally, like my mom was overhearing a bunch of these moms discussing all of it. And she goes, "Look, I know what the evidence is. They're not gonna press charges if they can't convict this person. Like there's a long history." Yeah. But people would for no other reason other than they knew the guy and thought he was a nice guy.
He seemed like a nice guy.
Exactly. Like, you don't know what people are up to. They can seem like the most presentable and acceptable person in the world.
Well, I mean, other than Manson, who looked like a psycho, I'm sure a
Yeah.
lot of the fucking like Bundy and a lot of those killers, they looked like normal fucking
But
people.
Manson wasn't always like that.
What, looking the whole homeless and disheveled?
Yeah, well, he was in San Francisco. He would hang out with fucking Jefferson Airplane and whatever fucking musicians were there at the time. He was a big time, not a big time musician, but he was big within the musician community there during the Summer of Love. And he was just a normal dude that did a lot of acid.
I wonder if the acid did it.
Probably. It has something to do
Fry
with
your
it. Yeah.
fucking brain.
But there is a point in I don't know if you saw the movie Walk Hard. Where because it's taking place during that time frame, and it actually makes sense when you hear the joke. But they had said, "Oh, where's Dewey?" And they're, "Oh, he's upstairs talking to that Charles Manson guy. he's really nice."
He's a nice guy.
That's fucking
But that was it. Like people partied with him. He was a normal guy.
It's always the normal guy. I think you're right though. It's always I had a taekwondo. I went to like 2 taekwondo schools when I was a kid. The first one was like right by my house, and the second one was like a few blocks away. It was like a really good school. Anyway, the first one I never went, but the dude would have like all the kids would come there for like Friday night for like sleepover, and they would watch like movies. And
That's
then I found
so
out
fucking weird.
Yeah, and then and I would never go 'cause I
At
was
the
like,
Taekwondo studio?
Yeah, at the studio.
The dojo?
The dojo.
In
yeah.
the dojo?
In the dojo.
It was
dojo?
it was the sensei.
Yeah, it was the sensei in the dojo.
That's crazy.
Then, yeah, I found out later, like it just closed out of nowhere, and I'd stopped going there like years before, but it closed out of nowhere, and then like my mom was telling me, yeah, he was like diddling kids.
Dude, how fucked up do you have to be to look at like an 8-year-old boy and go,
It's such a white suburban thing
It
too,
is.
to let your kids do that.
Oh, to go to stay at the
yeah. Like
hey, honey, we're
sleep over at the
you're going to a
dojo.
sleepover at the
Go
dojo.
to the dojo and sleep in the
Sleeping on the mats that you were kicking people's asses on earlier? No.
No, I swear you would never see that anywhere else other than like in a suburban.
That's true.
In like a suburban setting, because, dude, like even my parents were smart enough to not like allow me to go on shit like that.
Yeah.
But there are parents that would just willingly like let their kids go on long trips. Dude, I saw one of my old teachers who was very creepily involved with a lot of students, and we were at Home Depot one time. And he was shopping for fucking flowers with a student who she was like 14 years old, 15 years old.
What the fuck?
And it's on like a Saturday. Like what parent is saying, "Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let Mr. Blah, blah, blah pick you up and go shopping."
How was that ass though?
I mean,
With flowers.
that ass.
that ass was 18.
Shit was tight butthole.
Now we know why he was getting her flowers at Home Depot. Boy pussy.
Boy, pussy.
They were talking about in the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's funny.
And someone posted a video of it's a song called Boy Pussy.
Really?
And it's like a gay rapper, and then it's just a bunch of dudes dancing, and he's like, "Put it in the boy pussy." It's funny as fuck. I can only get through a few minutes, and then you start getting a little bit.
Creepy. Yeah.
It's kind of like I want what in the butt.
Yeah. Like, I gotta watch this with a girl just to like make it not gay.
Hey, babe, come and watch this with me. Why?
It is kind of weird though to not have like straight male heterosexual rap. Like whenever I hear a female rapper talking about, yeah, he fucked my pussy, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's not anything to brag about.
What's her name? Something Ma?
Remy Ma?
No. She's new, like from the Bronx or some shit like that. But her songs are all like she's one of those like serious lesbian chicks.
Oh,
Were
what's
they
her
all about
name?
eating pussy?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she's like
yeah.
aggressive about it. Like,
I know you're talking about.
and she always talking about like fucking chicks and like like I don't know, it's aggressive, but it's always weird though. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
It just doesn't fit.
yeah, it doesn't fit.
It's like when I hear female comedians doing like the exact same comedy as men, but the female version,
Right.
That the same like vulgar shit. I'm like, it doesn't feel right.
It's just not as funny.
Yeah, it's almost because it's natural for us guys to joke like that, and whenever you hear a female do it, it's almost like they're trying to fit in.
You just feel like they're trying too hard.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just sexist.
I think we all are to some degree. Slightly misogynistic, just a smidge.
Humongous what? Humongous
I can't. Honestly, I can't even hear that. Like, if someone were to play that in the background, I could be in the greatest mood ever, and instantaneously, I just get so fucking livid.
I just watched it
hearing
again.
her voice is so.
Can you imagine if Bradley was in the shared lift ride of the girl freaking out?
The hula girl.
Oh, I'd probably punch her, and I'd go to jail.
It'd be hard.
I really hope you catch a case like this one of these days.
I hope you don't. I
What,
don't
where I
want to see you in
punch a
jail.
chick?
I don't want to see you in jail, Bradley.
I shake the shit out of one.
I just want to see the camera, the video footage of Bradley being dragged away in handcuffs,
With a hoodie on.
still angry.
She deserved it.
crying. He's got a pillow. Like,
I would definitely have a hoodie on. My beanie'd be pulled down, and I'd have a hood over it for
He'll
sure.
look like Dylan Roof with a bulletproof vest on as they're taking him away.
I just want to see him holding a pillow, like, hiding behind it like Ronda Rousey.
Fucking Ziggy bite at his fucking ass.
Just hiding.
Don't go, Dad. No, I've had many instances where I wanted to fucking knock the shit out of a female, but what are you gonna do, dude?
We all have.
Yeah.
I mean, you would probably take the cake.
You
though.
moved to Russia.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, maybe I'll call the ex-wife and move to Russia.
We're going on a trip.
Hey, babe, I thought about what you said, and we're moving to Russia.
Just payback. You go there for 1 month and beat the ever living
Yeah.
shit out
Every
of her.
day.
Moscow, baby. You're in Moscow now. My rules,
You're
bitch.
just coming back every single day with a cheap bottle of vodka.
But see, crazy women like that fucking probably enjoy it, dude.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Like, significantly enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, rope me again, daddy.
You're in my world now, Grandma.
Your Honor, she enjoys it.
She was asking for it, sir. I assure you. Fuck.
She caught me cheating. She had to catch a right one.
Hell yeah. Well, shall we go? It's Saturday. It's time to have
Yeah, man, I gotta get out of here, man. Y'all woke me up early.
We're all going to brunch.
bottomless mimosa, boys.
Yay!
A few BMs.
We need to do a live podcast fucking somewhere where we can do the bottomless mimosa thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that won't get sloppy in a hurry.
And see who dies first.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be knocking them back.
Oh yeah. We're all just gonna be.
I know we watched you with the fucking jug. What the
Yeah.
hell? The
Carlo
Carlo
Rossi.
Rossi.
Yeah, I need to do
Should
that
bring
again.
the Carlo Rossi back.
We should. I'm gonna do that.
maybe
one
we
night.
do drinking show next show.
Yeah.
We haven't done a drinking show. in
What
a
are we
long time.
drinking? We need a drinking sponsor.
Yeah, probably.
I don't want to go to DJ drunk because then I'm gonna have to pee.
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
It's gonna fuck me up.
I love how it's not gonna fuck up your DJing because you're a skilled person, but it's
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to piss a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to piss a lot. I
Have
can
you
get through the
ever
night.
thought about just having a empty bottle, like
I
of
have
water, and
I have, but that's just not good.
Yeah,
Could
it's
you
not
do
gonna
it though?
work.
later in the night
What?
they're clearing
Could
it
you
up?
piss in a bottle behind the? I mean, not like I know you could physically, but could you bring yourself to do it, or would you be too fucking stage fright?
Probably a little too stage fright.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
for
like
sure.
it's too because someone like comes up for a request and they see me peeing in the fucking.
You're like,
cup.
hang on.
Or the bottle service girl comes over to like see if you want anything.
You just set it on her tray. You're like, yeah, get rid of that. That's what I need.
Yeah, it's not a good look, man. So it has crossed my mind, but I can't bring myself to do
Dude,
it.
I had a roommate who moved out. I don't want to get it's not a long story, but a roommate who moved out in the middle of the night and his door was locked for like 3 days, and we didn't know what happened to him.
Such crazy roommate stories.
And so this guy worked graveyard shift, so it wasn't uncommon to not see him for days at a time because he would sleep while we were all, awake. And so finally the rent was due and he hadn't paid rent. And so finally, like 3 days after the rent was supposed to be due, we were just like, fuck it, we need to open the door and see what the fuck's going on. And this dude had no furniture. He had a mattress on the ground. And nobody had been in his room yet. And he had moved all his shit out, but there were 40 bottles that were full of, not full, but like this much was piss. And then he was dropping cigarettes into them. So he was like
Disgusting.
in his room.
Disgusting. Fucking disgusting.
It was some straight crackhead shit. The dude wasn't leaving his room. I wouldn't have been shocked if there was like shit somewhere in the room as well.
Disgusting.
I took a sip of a beer once that had cigarette butts in it, and that's why I'm so fucking offended by what your roommate did.
I've done that too.
All right.
It's the worst thing ever.
I've taken a sip of someone that spit in like Gatorade. I was at a game and I just came
Like
out.
tobacco spit? Like,
No, just spit.
Oh, that's nothing.
What? That's nothing. That was fucking disgusting.
The drinking spit.
Yeah, well, it was in my mouth. I was like,
how'd you know?
it just didn't feel like Gatorade. It didn't feel like all Gatorade.
All right, on that note, let's
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here. Brunch time! All right, ladies and gents, thank you, as always. Morning shows, night shows, don't matter. We do it all.
And a 1.
And a dose.
Right?
Wow.
I'm gonna auto-tune that.
I like that.
That was me.